All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another NASCAR Thunder 2004 live stream, and tonight we have the finale for season number 3. We have 5 races left. We'll get through the end of this one. We'll probably run the Budweiser shootout to start next season as well, but that's just because it's a 7-lap exhibition race, and we'll leave the Daytona 500 and the actual point season start for next season, which would be season 4 tomorrow night on our live stream. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I think we got a good set of races in for ourselves here. We got a 72 overall car rating for this one, which is what we won at New Hampshire with. It is tied for best car overall, and we're on the pole at Martinsville here today. I'm not sure what kind of speed we're going to have at long run wise. We'll stay out as long as we can, hope for caution, and try to keep the track position as much as possible. Not only this race could be a good finish for us, but we'll see how many more good finishes we'll get in the final 3 races. In the final 5 races, we need 3 more top 10s to get to 10 top 10s on the season. I doubt we're going to get 4 top 5s to get to 10 top 5s on the year, but we'll see. Maybe we have a chance to win another race for the season's out. We're at 5 on the year already. I think this could potentially be a shot. Anytime you're on the pole, you got to assume you have a good chance to win, so who knows? Maybe Martinsville is our race. We performed a lot better at Richmond than what I thought we were going to. I qualified on the pole there. And I think I had a slightly worse car than what I have for this race. I think I had a 71 overall car for that one. And that shocked me. That was my worst track. We didn't get a good finish, finished 17th, but that's because of a slow pit stop. Pit crew made a mistake. And then, of course, the Kurt Busch fiasco ended up having trying to make our green flag pit stops. Jackson Thomas, Wade Solinsky, thanks for tuning in. The Haley Deegan news, I didn't see anything, so you'll have to let me know what happened. I didn't see any NASCAR news today on my own merit. It is Thursday, yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Michael Turner, thanks for tuning in also. On the pole at Martinsville. I think this is our 7th pole of the season. 6th or 7th. It might be our 6th. I was 2 behind Ryan Newman for the most poles this year, and now we're only 1 behind him with 4 races to go. It's crazy. Going Xfinity racing full time? Or is this just like... Oh, AM, multi-year deal. Interesting. Curious to see how she does. I think that probably suits her a little bit better than the Truck Series, but we'll have to wait and see for sure. All right, we are racing. I really babied that first turn there. Probably could have leaned on Kurt Busch a little bit. Just like that. I owed him one for Richmond. I haven't really seen him much since, so I was going to make sure I took away 2nd from him right there. Oh, he ran right back into me. Did I push up the racetrack? Yes, but he definitely rammed into me too. Dale Jarrett went way up the track. I noticed this car was very unstable in my happy hour session for some reason. I put the downforce back into it. It's probably me just making mistakes on the front stretch in a repeated manner. Or not the front stretch, but just the straightaways in general. Dale Jr.'s pulling away. I might be holding these guys up a little bit, but whatever gets me a solid finish, I'm going to take it. I mean, I'm hoping Dale Jr. pits before I do, and then we get a caution. Because we have seen cautions in this race. I mean, we finished 8th in this race last season. Let Dale Jarrett get by me. I noticed my practice times and my happy hour times wasn't what I wanted it to be. But for some reason, I qualified on the pole still. The speeds of the leaders definitely slowed down quite a bit. Hopefully we can have maybe decent long run speed here to really kind of settle in. Kevin Harvick's up here. I think he and Tony Stewart aren't rivals with me anymore. Seven seconds off the leaders. I could push a little bit harder. The reason why I'm choosing not to, I just completely forced Kevin Harvick into the wall there. Surprised he's not more upset with me. I did not give him any room at all. But the reason why I'm kind of babying the corners, I'm really trying to stay tight to the bottom. Harvick got to the outside of me because I babied it into the corners so much. But at the same time, stay low and go. Dale Jarrett got underneath me, and Dale Jr. just had a better launch off the initial start. But don't let anybody underneath me. I think I'll be okay. I might save my tires a little bit better over the course of the run as well. Potentially. Stewart got alongside me. Tried to push a little harder in the entry that time. Slightly better drive off, but I made contact with him and then I hit the wall after the fact. So now we're getting freight train. Now I'm stuck on the outside. That's why you want to stay on the bottom as much as possible. Oh my gosh, it just completely slammed back into Kurt. He's going to be really upset after that. And he bounced off the wall. I hit him hard a couple of times in that transition. Sorry, Ward Burton. I was committed to cutting that corner down whether he was there or not, and he happened to be there. Almost turned myself. Not the first time we're a rival was Kurt Busch this season. I like how he hits me and then gets even more mad. That wasn't my fault that time. He obviously ran into the back of me, which I deserved it considering what I did to him a couple corners before that. Now he's at a minus 100. I think if he gets too close to me, I let him go. Honestly, because I don't see this panning out very well for me in the end. Although I started to pull away from him all of a sudden. Good for me. Didn't get the car to blow up that time getting into turns 3 and 4. Not as well as I would have hoped. Yeah, that's 2 corners in a row. I'm just pushing it way too hard now. I was doing fine there for a few laps. I'm sure he is too. No part of him. Man, I've only lost 3/10 over the last few laps. So about a tenth a second a lap, roughly shorter. Not shorter. Slower than the leaders. That was the word I was looking for. We got 3 Roush cars right behind us. Behind Kurt Busch, we got Mark Martin and Jeff Burton too. I mean, we finished 8th, last season in this race with a way worse race car. I'm all right with 5th right now. Jeff Burton just got by Kurt Busch, so that gives me a little bit of leeway. From Kurt Busch, at least. I mean, maybe Jeff Burton's faster than him, and he'll actually try to get a run at me. Definitely have quite a bit of grip middle off. Already got by Stewart for 4th, I noticed, on the leaderboard. I'm not sure when that happened. That hit into the wall was pretty rough for me. It's only the 2nd time I've hit the wall today. And we've got the first of the leaders coming on to pit road. Jeff Burton's pitting this time good. I'm not going to be stuck on the top. Otherwise, there might have been a chance Kurt Busch could have gotten to be there. I was stuck on the outside. Instead, he actually got stuck on the outside, and Mark Martin's going to get underneath him. We're up to second, so only Dale Jr. is still out there. Let's try to stay in the lead. We'll stay in second, I guess. Hope Dale Jr. pits. And if Dale Jr. ends up hitting pit road, then we get that caution. We're going to be in great shape here. I mean, who's to say Dale Jr. has a slower pit stop than us, too? I mean, it's not impossible either. I'm really hoping he just pits. He has not pit yet. I'm going to lose a lot of time if we stay green all the way through this, but it's worth it. Been in this situation at this track, and even this season, both Bristol races kind of turned out this way as well. Oh, I caught Terry Labonte in a bad spot. Oh boy, here comes Kurt Busch. Dale Jr. still hasn't pit yet. Halfway home. We'll be able to go probably 2 to 3 more laps. Dale Jr. is on pit road as we speak. It's going to put me in the lead, and we've got a caution. Caution is out right as I took the lead. Let's go. Christian Fittipaldi, thank you. So we're going to get 5 bonus points for leading under the caution. I don't know why it didn't let us race back to the line there, but I'm A-okay with that. Let's freaking go. That was perfect. Now we got to win the race out of the pits. Gonna repair that damage just in case. Wow. I mean, I know I'm faster than Kurt Busch. We were in front of him that whole run. Dale Jr. was on the lead lap because I just took the lead when the caution came out. So he may still cycle out in front of us on pretty much equal tires because he's technically not going to be a lap down. He was ahead of the start-finish line, so even if he could have raced back. And he wouldn't have gotten a penalty because he was obviously on pit road when the caution came out. There's not going to be many cars on the lead lap. Oh, dang it. Kurt Busch won the race out of the pits. Michael Waltrip beat us as well, so we lost 2 spots on pit road there. And we're going to be 4, so Dale Jr. is probably going to be the leader, and then it looks like we're only going to have like 7 or 8 cars on the lead lap then. After the fact, a lot of lap traffic around us. Actually, there looks like we're going to be in 7, so I actually lost track position with that caution. Try to attack here. Busch is going to be so mad at me. Yep, I saw that coming. Good thing I repaired damage. There's Dale Jr. I got to get around him. He's going to be the one to beat. Completely bullied him out of the way. I'm being aggressive here. Newman and Harvick in front of us, but we're going to have slightly fresher tires than those guys. Got through the lap traffic a little bit better. Looks like Michael Waltrip passed Dale Jr. too. A lot of contact with Ryan Newman. Can you tell I want to win this thing? I do have to make sure I make it to the end. Definitely have to make sure I make it all the way to the end. All right, well, clean pass on Jeff Burton. 4 seconds behind Dale Jarrett and Kevin Harvick. Got to hit my marks here. Caution coming out past halfway. Definitely don't have to go as long on tires at the end, too. So many lap cars between us, though. Pushing maybe just a little too hard right now. I mean, that was a perfect last lap for the most part. Still got me. Michael Waltrip just passed Ryan Newman. I mean, hit my marks and I finished third. I was in fifth on speed, so the caution still helped me. I mean, the only hope with slightly fresher tires at Harvick and Dale Jarrett is A, we can get a caution, try to get around him on a restart. Or B, they catch lap traffic, they struggle even more, and then we have a chance to catch them there. It's going to be a minute before they catch lap cars. I mean, honestly, considering how many lap cars are in between us still, and how far back we are, it's going to take a lot for me to actually catch him. I caught Stanton Barrett in a terrible spot, by the way, that last lap. Trying to get a run on him. Pushed way too hard trying to pass him there. Well, Jared definitely running away from Kevin Harvick. Honestly, I really have equal tires as Dale Jarrett and Kevin Harvick because they were on pit road when the caution came out, just like Dale Jr. So time to go. Way faster than Stanton Barrett. I just can't stay in front of him when I pass him. There we go. Finally. Bobby Labonte for position right behind me. Just got to hang on for third. Kurt Busch quite a few cars back, so I'd like to think I shouldn't have to worry about him anymore. Bobby Labonte is a spot, and he's trying to get the spot. Kind of shot me out further ahead of him. It kind of helped me. It didn't wiggle me sideways at all there. 10th quicker than the leaders in lap traffic. I mean, yeah, they're just in heavy traffic. The problem is I'm just too far back with not enough laps left. That was not a good hit to the right front either, because now my right front's soft. It is in the red on the tire, or not the tire indicator. The right front fender is in the red on the damage indicator, so I got to make sure I don't make severe contact with the right front of this race car. But we can DNF. The good news is there's no traffic directly in front of us. I don't really know that I'm even going to catch those guys. Just got to make sure I keep it off the wall. 5 to go. Keep it off the wall. We've got a podium finish. Faster than the leaders. I mean, if we got a caution, we'd have a chance. Problem is, we only got a couple laps left. Well, I mean, I think I'm only faster than them because I have clean air in front of me and they have lap traffic. I think that's the only reason I started to close in over the last several laps. So that lead was almost 8 seconds. It's got to be the only reason. Another 10th quicker, or only a 10th quicker, too. Oh, I blew that corner. Oh, man, Waltrip. Good thing he passed Labonte that corner before. Because if Labonte was still there and didn't have to worry about Waltrip that last corner, he definitely would have been under me there. 2 to go. Come on, just stay in the track. Stay in the groove. Yeah, I guess NASCAR news-wise, I mentioned earlier I didn't see any NASCAR news. I kind of lied about that. I guess if you consider NASCAR gaming news, I did see iRacing supposed to come together with NASCAR and create a console game in 2025. So that is going to be awesome. Fortunately, we have to go another year without a NASCAR game next year, but they're going to get it done, and it's going to be done right. I've heard great things about the World of Outlaw Series game that they came into cahoots with. I still honestly have to play it at some point on the channel. But yeah, that should be fun. Going to be completely different people. Yeah, how about that though? Third place finish at Martinsville. Started on the pole. We led 2 laps under caution, so I did get 5 bonus points. Dale Jarrett wins, leads the most laps. Well, actually, Dale Jr. might have led the most laps. Yeah, he did, 26. Then he pitted. I took the lead, and then the caution came out right after that. If it would have came out 1 lap later, would have lapped those guys, we probably would have won the race. That's okay. We got a 3rd place finish. Honestly, I was running 5th before the caution. The caution helped me gain 2 positions, so that's better than nothing. If the race stayed green, we would have lost spots considering how much longer we went on that run. GC, thanks for tuning in. Crimson Storm 34, True Assassin 86X. Also, thanks for tuning in. That's fair. I mean, that's a fair assumption to make that Carruth doesn't have full-time ride, and Deegan does. I will say, though, that Carruth was a rookie in the Truck Series this year. Deegan's been there for 3 years. I mean, if you look at it from a seniority standpoint, that's not how you should look at it, but Raja showed potential. I think you give him 1 more year in the Truck Series. Granted, he's going to be with a new team next year because GMS is shut down, but you give him 1 more year in the Truck Series, I think he can make the playoffs next year, honestly. I really do. If he's in just as good of equipment as he was in this year, I think he'll clean it up because he showed speed. He's just got to finish races. I think he can start finishing those next season. I have a feeling he would be able to get in. I don't know if he'll win or not, but I can see him point his way in at the very least. All right, so on to Atlanta next. Coming off a 3rd at Martinsville, and we still have a really, really good engine in the works yet. Or chassis, for that matter, but the engine's going to be pretty good still, too. Conditioned at a 99. So we'll overhaul this one. What's that at right now? 68. I mean, I probably should overhaul it. Just in case. One of them. I'll overhaul this one first. 2 races. Building. Two. 1 race of Paragon right there. So. All right. 3 more races on the shop edition. Came into this race 19th in points, by the way, so I wonder what that 3rd place finish, where that puts us. I'm going to check that real quick before we get into the next race. Dale Jr. leading by 78 over Dale Jarrett. Jarrett getting that win, did close that gap a little bit. And we are still 19th in points, but we're not far behind Jamie McMurray. There's a pretty big gap to get to 17th, though. Definitely get to McMurray. We keep running the way we are. Not going to say it's easy because we got a couple tracks we haven't gone to yet this year, so don't know how Phoenix and Homestead are really going to work out for me. I think we can have a solid run at Atlanta, to be completely honest. I got to qualify better on these intermediate tracks, so hopefully this will be the one I'm able to do that for. And a 72 overall car rating again. I would imagine the game should work properly. I didn't hear any major issues with the World of Outlaw game. Doorsport will pick them up. I mean, they got an open ride, obviously, now. Unless they're really looking to put Connor Jones in full-time next year. Because he ran quite a few races part-time for him this season in the 66. Unless they do run the 66 full-time, too, kind of like they did that year with Majeski. And Majeski made the Final Four in that truck, so, why not put Raja in there, honestly. I think he deserves it. Connor Jones could be going. Yeah, I figured that just with him running most of the races there. Honestly, he was right around Deegan basically in the running order, so it wouldn't really be much of an upgrade. But I mean, I could see why he would get that shot considering he's already been with the team. But from a skill standpoint, I'd put Raja in there. I think he can get better performance out of it. Dorseymore's been lacking though this year. I mean, even like Ben Rhodes hasn't looked like he used to. Crafton went winless again, but I think he's just at the back half of his career. And then Ty Majeski hasn't won, or he has one win this season too. That's it. Definitely don't look like championship favorites. Really should have checked the setup before I hopped into this. I keep giving myself this problem on these intermediate tracks. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right. Intermediate program has to get better. We're going to have the track-specific chassis shop edition right before Homestead. Not going to be able to get any of them built for a couple races after that. 32nd on lap 1. I qualified 32nd or 33rd at Charlotte. Still finished 10th. Oh, I overdrove turn 1. That was worse than the first lap. I had to lift in the middle of the corner there. Not really right in the middle. It was more like the 2/3 mark into the corner. I just can't qualify well in these intermediates. We'll be fast in the race. Hopefully I didn't mess that up too badly, but I feel like I did. 30.516, 21st. One spot off our qualifying goal to get the sponsor bonus, and I definitely easily could have gotten it. Okay, so this is... I really want to take more downforce out of it. Maybe go up on the tire pressure just a little bit. Try it. If it loosens it up just a little bit more, then I'll move it back to where it was. Yeah, that's true. And even before that, though, he wasn't running great this year. There's specific tracks, the shorter, flatter tracks for the tracks he was performing well at, but then obviously he got caught with that penalty, and maybe that's why they were running well. Because Gateway was a race he could have won earlier in the season, and that's why I picked him to win both at IRP and Milwaukee. And he did win IRP, he just didn't win Milwaukee. Or maybe vice versa if I got that wrong. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe at Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is a track like that, but how much does that penalty put him back is the question. That penalty could be the difference in him potentially winning the championship and not winning the championship. Might just start breaking things. I didn't see that part of your comment, Connor Jones. All right. Let's do this. Jim Johnson with the Pride of America scheme. Didn't qualify as well as I could have. Hopefully, we got long run speed in the car and handling for the long run, and try to make this interesting. Fourth to last race of the season, maybe try to get a top 10. I mean, I think we're a little bit better in Charlotte, but I mean, Charlotte, we had race winning speed. The pit crew just didn't perform, quite as well as I would have hoped in that race. We finished 10th because we were fourth right before pit stop started. We went from 33rd to fourth in that first run, and we came off of pit road like 16th, and I pitted pretty much around the same time everybody else was pitting. There were a couple guys that pitted before us, but yeah, we only got 6 of those spots back at the end. Picker didn't really make a mistake to make the slow stop. The AI were just quicker getting onto the pit lane. It wasn't because I was too slow. It's just, for whatever reason, I didn't black flag them for speeding. I was barely under the speed limit, and they were pulling me. I wasn't playing defense at that outside lane there, and as a result, I ended up losing 2 positions. What you gotta do is get settled in and really get going here. A couple laps under our belt. Get underneath Brett Bodine. Doesn't seem like I'm showing quite as much straightaway speed as I was at Charlotte, but we do get a spot there. A lot of 2 and 3 wide racing up here. I'd like to think I could catch some of them. Wanted to get back into the gas a little sooner there, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to grip the bottom as low all the way through the corner, and as a result, Ricky Rudd's going to get by me. Got to follow Ricky past some of these cars. Oh boy. Loose off turn 2. Try not to over push the corner while I'm running 3. Oh, that's tight. How did Elliott Sadler not make contact with anyone there? Can't get the run off the bottom needed to clear the 38. Try to get it here. Still not clear. Should clear him into 3. There we go. Up to 19th. Quite close enough to be able to draft off anybody in front of me. Got to get a top 15 finish for that sponsorship bonus. We're borderline from a speed standpoint. Have to execute on it off the pit road. And try to execute the pit strategy as best as we can as well. If we learn from Charlotte, we should probably pit as soon as that window opens. Definitely feel I'm catching these 3 cars in front of me. Dripped well that time, overdrove it. Just the rear tires because I was pulling so hard on the analog stick trying to get it to the bottom. I just had too much straightaway speed there, getting that draft off Johnny Benson. I had to time the entry into the corner well. Passing to 31. A little bit loose off turn 2. Let the car do the work. Passing Johnny Benson, 17th. Going on Mikey. All right, hey, there we go. 16th. Craven's going to be the 15th place position. We're definitely quicker than him. All right, so we have top 15 speed. That's good. Sure, we get by the 32 cleanly here. Definitely have to make sure we execute on pit road. Great corner there. Great corner. All clear. Clean pass. A lot of clean passes this whole run, really. I don't think I've made contact with anybody or anything yet in this race. Fingers crossed that stays the way it is. And we'll keep the clean chassis going into Phoenix. Extremely clean. Shouldn't wear it out at all. Condition will probably go down to like a 99 or something, but practically be new still if I don't make contact with anybody. I guess I don't remember making contact with anyone. I feel like lap 16 the window should open to the end of the race. Potentially pit 2 more laps. We got cars pitting right now. I don't feel comfortable pitting that early. Loose off turn 2 there. Got a few cars pitting this time. I'm going to pit 2. Late braking. Got the track. Using it. Clean pit road entry. Four tires and gas, no adjustments. Clean stop, boys. Clean stop. Halfway there. Pass halfway there. And drop the jack and go. 17.3. There we go. Right on the nose. There's Kenseth. Ricky Rudd, which I don't really like seeing him because he's way quicker than him. At least so I thought. We were ahead of him most of that run. Unless he pulled away from us after he passed us. I can't really remember. I thought I passed him back. I thought wrong on that. He's stuck back there in traffic. Look out, Kenny. Look out, Kenny. We were in 15th when the pit stop started. I need the top 15 finish for that sponsorship goal. And remember what I said in last night's stream for those of you that were watching. These are the kind of races we need to execute. We got a 15th place car. We need to make sure we finish top 15. Don't do anything stupid trying for anything more. Don't let anybody take that away from us because we've definitely got the speed for it. I definitely feel like I'm a little bit faster through 3 and 4 than what I am in 1 and 2 in comparison to the other cars I've raced around in this one. The 18th. Got quite a few cars on pit road right now. We'll see where we cycle. I should have the grip all the way through the run to stay in front of these guys. It's just, from a speed standpoint, where's Jeff Green and Ricky Rudd at? Definitely going to be top 15, but we did have some cars, obviously, that are going to have fresher tires than us. I got back in the gas way too soon there. Get out in front of Mark Martin. He's definitely going to be quicker than us, too. So we cycled out one position ahead of where we were by short pitting. We're in 14th. To get my top 15 goal, we've got a one-spot buffer, but we're going to have a lot of guys on fresher tires than us. Mark Martin was probably quicker, and he's got fresher tires. So we got to make sure if anybody's going to get around us that he is the only one that does. They're already blowing around Ricky Rudd. He's going to get underneath Jeff Green off turn 2, and he's probably going to get by me through 3 and 4. He's not going to get underneath me there. He tried. Not enough racetrack for him. There he goes. We got somebody blowing up. Wasn't a spot. Fantasy driver in the 151. Driver that blew the engine. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay with Mark Martin through the draft. Help me for a couple straightaways. Try to pull these guys behind me. There's going to be other cars that are going to have fresher tires than me with that short pit. Stinks only got one position out of it. We're going to have to get by Ricky Rudd and Jeff Green first. There's a decent-sized buffer between Rudd and 17th and then the 18th place car. Big thing is just making sure the tires stay on this thing to the end. Gotta execute. Vicker did their job. I gotta do mine. So far, so good. Decent amount of racing left yet. Still got 8 to go this time by. Over a year to get to PS5, yeah. Yeah, I still don't have a PS5. I was waiting for the next NASCAR game, actually, before I was going to get one. Here we are a couple years later. Because I didn't need it for NASCAR 21 Ignition. Thank God I didn't buy a PS5 just for that. Could you imagine? That would have been terrible. Terrible investment, especially at the time. I mean, over time it would have been all right, but because I would have downloaded other games. Heat of the moment, I would have been pissed. Like, I spent a few hundred for this? This? That was a really good corner for me. There's somebody catching. Yeah, Sterling Marlin. Catcher. Oh, I got really loose off 4 there. That was not good. 5 to go. I don't like the way. I almost said Rusty Wallace. Sterling Marlin caught Ricky Rudd, Jeff Green, and I very quickly. I don't know that I'm going to have enough on my own to stay in front of Sterling Marlin. Yeah, there's no chance. He has way fresher tires than us. Strategy's going to pan out pretty well for him. Tried to draft off of him, but I just can't carry that kind of speed into the corner. Slightly older tires. We're slowly catching the 14th place car for right now. I can't tell who that is. I haven't really looked on a lap-by-lap basis. We only have 3 laps to get to him, though. Rudd looking to pass Green. It's Ricky Craven, who I was actually quicker than in that first run. Do we have enough laps to get Ricky Craven? We need to. We need to get to Ricky because I need a sponsor bonus there for a top 15 if I want to stay upgraded on the engines and whatnot for the rest of the season. Where's Ricky Rudd's speed coming from? He finally got by Jeff Green. Can't let it pass us. I'd like to think he doesn't have the speed to pass us, but I slid a little wider than I wanted to. I'm pushing so hard because I'm trying to catch the 32. There's a lot of... It's the first time I made contact with anybody today. I did Ricky Rudd pretty dirty on that one. Oh, man, this is tough. There's a Ricky Sandwich trying to catch Ricky Craven. Ricky Rudd's right behind us. Tried to get as much draft as I could off the 32. Oh, man, it's going to be really, really close. Michael Waltrip's got much fresher tires than all of us. Oh, I got through there really well. Oh, I'm so freaking close. Dang it. Oh, man, that was close. Half a car length. I would have had him at the end of the straightaway. Dang, I got through there so good. Ward Burton actually passed Michael Waltrip behind me. Oh, man. Another couple feet. If I could have gotten underneath him off turn 4, I think I would have had him, but I couldn't quite get underneath him in time. He had just enough clearance on me there. It took me a little bit to get that draft to get alongside of him at the finish. Dang it. We were 15th, start of the run. I don't know how he beat us out of the pits by as much as he did. I mean, he probably pitted 1 lap before us, but even still, I don't know how he got him that far out ahead. Man, almost had him. Dale Jarrett wins. Dale Jr. finishes 2nd. How about Dale Jarrett in 2005 compete for the championship? Craven got him for 15th. Another classic Atlanta finish for 15th place. Craven got him. Moto Mac, thanks for tuning in. Have you ever? No, I have once again never. That was the Talladega race. That was I found that funny. That 4 wide, 4x4 at the line. Have you ever? No, I have once again never. It's funny to have that callback. It was like 8 years later at random different racetrack. I mean, the distance, the margin of victory was the same. Maybe that's what had Mike Joy pop that in his head. It's like, oh, 2/1000ths of a second. I had this call before. Do it again. All right, on to Phoenix. Get an overhaul on one of these chassis. We'll just get a repair to save a little bit of extra money. And we've got 2 more races on the shop edition. I wonder how Phoenix is going to go for us. This will be interesting. We've been pretty good on the 1 mile racetracks. The flatter ones in particular, like New Hampshire, I was really, really good at. Has 71 overall car rating. We had 72 the first 2 races in the stream. 3rd and 16th, though. I'm not complaining about that. From a point standings perspective, for like next season, more so than this season, we were 15th. We finished 16th. That's fine. You know, within 1 position, I can live with that. And we would have had 15. We were, I mean, just so close to 15. I didn't make any mistakes. Pit crew did their job. Everybody did their job. All right. What kind of downforce we're going to want in this thing? I'll probably have a similar setup to what I had at New Hampshire. I don't think I'm going to be able to shift here, though. That's the thing. I'll wait on potentially shifting until after I run qualifying. And that was what really, really helped me at New Hampshire. I just don't think the speeds are going to be slow enough here. Gosh, I wasn't expecting to be that loose into the first turn. I know I'm going to be quicker getting into turn 3 than a lot of cars. So we're going to gain the most speed. Yeah, speeds just don't slow down enough. I got back in the gas even worse that time than what I did the first lap. Gotta be more patient getting back to the gas at that end of the racetrack. A lot better through 3 and 4 that time than the first lap, and it'll probably end up. And it's a little quicker. 16th, it could have been better, but it wasn't terrible. Gotta get that top 15 place finish. Ryan Newman on the pole. I think setup's gonna be okay. Any idea what's after Thunder 04? I mean, we still have that NASCAR 07 gameplay to get through. We got a long ways to go in this career mode to get through all 20 seasons. I kind of don't want to think about it right now. It's gonna be, it's probably gonna be like around the start of next NASCAR season before we move on to anything other than this or NASCAR 07. Then Carson Hocevar running the 42. Think he has favorite rookie of the year at Cup? Oh yeah, for sure. I'd say so, considering he's got way more experience. I feel like, well, I'm not way more experience than Zane Smith. I mean, they've ran about the same amount of races overall. He's just performed better. Zane. Been asking, should Sapper be a truck race? I don't know. How big is that racetrack? That's the thing. You got 36 trucks on like a track that is less than a half mile. It's not ideal. That's why the LA Clash at the Coliseum works, because it's a shorter field. Although last year they allowed a lot of cars in, so it wasn't as short as it was the first year, but still slightly less cars. The idea of it is a good idea. I just think the track isn't big enough to hold that many race trucks at once. I don't know what the grandstand seating is like there either, for capacity-wise. They had temporary seats for it. Because I feel like for the truck series, they still need to hold like 20 to 30,000, right? Because most racetracks get about at least 20,000 there for a truck or Xfinity race. Standalone events usually sell better too, so I feel like the demand would be higher. They would definitely sell out at Stafford for something like that, but Stafford seats less than 10,000. I don't know if it's really worth it. All right. Well, we might have to deal with Kurt Busch if we get up there in the running order. Got through the first turn pretty well. First time I power slid into 3. Made 1 pass. Probably because I was on the apron. Gotta stop clipping that apron. Contact with Ricky Rudd making the pass there. I don't like how loose it is in turns 1 and 2. Really just going so full on the offense in turns 3 and 4, and it's working for now. I just got to survive in 1 and 2. I entered a little lower that time. It actually worked out for me, and I cleared Bobby Labonte. I didn't make contact with him. Let's go. I mean, we're up to 8th. Need 2 more top 10s to get to 10 on the season. If I'm thinking correctly. We got somebody blowing a motor back here. Just getting into turns 3 and 4. I think it's going to slow the field up. I think that car just got to pit road right as the leaders were working their way off turn 4. If I enter low into 1 and 2, I'm all right there, as long as I don't hit the apron. Dale Jr. and Dale Jarrett right behind me. Big time slide job on Rusty Wallace. Wasn't a clean pass, but it was a pass. That time I got loose before I touched the apron. Oh man, it's just so loose getting into 3. I almost hit the wall that time. I thought I was good if I braked a little early. And the curve there probably didn't help me either. That was terrible. That was a terrible corner. That slide was very reminiscent of qualifying. At least it's a relatively short race. Yeah, only 31 laps exactly. I really need to go a couple to make it on fuel. That was the second time I hit the curb. I'm not trying to. I know how lethal the curb is. Scared to pit too early, but I feel like I can make it on fuel from here. It's not a long race. Man, I'm missing my marks a lot. Oh, fudge. Desperately need to keep him behind me now. After I did what I just did. I definitely can't pit until I see other cars pit. Just in case. There we go. Junior got by Ricky Rudd. That's Dale behind me. Oh my gosh. Certainly checked up a ton there. Dale Jr. just pit. I was tempted to pit there. I felt like we were going to see some guys hit pit road. I definitely got to pit this time. Oh, Sterling. All right, 4 tires and gas. Yeah, I wish I would have pitted a lap sooner. Next track to get repaved, outside of North Wilkesboro, which I know is getting repaved, like which do I think should, or just in general? In general, I feel like it's going to end up being Darlington just because they had to put that grip strip in already in turn 2, kind of as like a patch job. I feel like it's kind of inevitable that they're going to have to. That was a quick stop, by the way, 15.7 seconds. There's Jeff Gordon. I don't know if I was in front of him or behind him, but we're in front of him right now. Slightly fresher tires on the car again. There's Harvick. Right, Johnny Benson into turn 3. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to end up wanting to pit. And it looked like it was that time. Good thing I cleared it. That was like my fastest pit stop in a while on this career mode. 15.8 seconds. Rockingham next to get repaid. I mean, it's not really on the schedule as of right now. So I don't know if that counts. Might as well say, I know Interstate 75 up south of Detroit is getting repaved right now. Does that count as an answer? Oh, Jesus. Mark, you did not deserve that. My goodness. Oh, I had to lift off the exit of the corner to keep it off the wall. Used him up getting in. Still found a way to almost lose that position. Oh, I've cycled through pit stops. I'm at 8th. So I lost a spot. I didn't quite make it as the first one into the pits. It's close to being the first group of cars in. I was not. I pitted 1 lap after him. Dale Jr. pitted 1 lap before me, and he's 1 spot ahead of me, so that was the difference. That's the 1 spot. All right, got a couple positions to buffer and still get a top 10. Got to stop hitting that curve. It's 2 laps in a row. Do you think I'm competent enough in turns 3 and 4? I think I'll be okay. was one of the best corners I've had through 1 and 2 this whole race. Set me up real well for 3 and 4. I don't know if I'm going to keep this pace up over the course of the entire run or not, but I do feel like I'm catching those guys just a little bit up ahead of me. Group of however many cars that is. Push maybe a little bit too hard. Somebody else just hit pit road. That could end up being a spot. That could have been the car holding everybody up, too. Oh, that was a terrible job of hitting the curb there, Keegan. Could be some lap cars, I guess, too. I didn't think that there was lap traffic already. I didn't really put that into perspective. It's Matt Kenseth. That is a spot. That's up 7th now. All right, so we actually didn't lose any spots on pit road then, technically. He's going to have so much fresher tires than everybody else. Oh, my gosh, stop hitting that curb. That's 4 times just since I made my green flag stop that I've hit that curb. It messes my entry up into 3, too, and I can't get in there as well as I know I can. I'm like 3 seconds behind those cars in front of me. I got to stop pushing too hard and just worry about trying to catch that. I'm in 6th, by the way, which I didn't realize. Somebody else must have blew an engine or something. All right, so race high, 6th place position. Stop hitting that apron, too. It's not as bad as the curb, but ain't great either. I was only catching those cars in front of me because of the lap traffic. Now I got to make sure I get by these 2 cars quickly also. Earl Hall and who? Stanton Barrett in the 60. We'll get past both of them into turn 3 here. I did, but I slid too far wide. I was afraid of that. Only got by one of them. Don't have the grip to pass him in turn 1. Oh, easily got to get him into turn 3 this time. I still drove it in extra deep for whatever reason, even though I knew I was going to clear him. No problem. 4 to go. Only cars we're closing in on up ahead are lappers. So all we got to do is hang on for a 6th place finish. 2nd best finish of the stream, and we're going to be just 1 top 10 away from 10 on the season with 2 races to go. Rockingham and Homestead. Junior passed Jimmy Johnson. I don't know how long ago that was. Just now realized Dale Jr. was ahead of him. 2 to go at the line. Jeez, I was so far behind Brett Bodine, I thought I had 0 chance of catching him there. I wasn't even worried about making contact with him at all that corner. 9/10 of a second ahead of Mark Martin. That was the biggest power slide I've had in turn 3 yet. Harvick and Martin have gone back and forth the last few laps, and I was able to pull away from them because of it, because they haven't even caught Brett Bodine yet. I have to push extremely hard at all to get by Christian Fittipaldi into turns 3 and 4. I should still be able to pass him, but don't have to. We're still going to end up with a 6th place finish. And I still ended up wanting to put it in the wall. Maybe to me to do that. That's all right. Still going to finish 6th. Made myself look like an idiot there, but not too big of one. Let's go. Top 10. Texas is supposed to get repaved. That's true too. Didn't think about that. But I think it's supposed to get repaved after the spring race, so I think. Solid day. Didn't quite qualify. Well, I did qualify top 20, and I did finish top 15, so we got the 2 sponsor bonuses. Tony Stewart wins the race. Ryan Newman leads the most laps, but yeah, finishing 6th. 2 top 10s on the stream. I'll take it. Up over $1 million now, once again, in the bank account. Have that after Rockingham. We can get a shop edition going. And we head to the Rock next. The Rock! Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Alrighty. That was a good tongue roll, by the way, for The Rock. I'm a little stuffy today, so my impressions are not going to be at my my peak for today specifically. 275. Repair going here. 204,000. Chassis. 1 race left on that repair, and then we've got a body that we can get going here. The worst one. Let's get that. Racking up that dough. Yeah, 2 more races left for the secondary sponsor. Worried what tracks won't be featured in the NASCAR game 2025 because the schedule changes 20. See, after 2025. Oh, I got you. We'll have to see. I mean, it is iRacing, so I mean, I feel like there's a good chance that they're gonna have maybe some old tracks in there too. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Whatever they have scanned, I guess. So Dale Jr. leads Dale Jarrett in points by 110 with 2 races to go. Dale Jr. trying to win his 2nd championship on this career mode. He won in 2003 in our 1st season. 2nd season, he finished 2nd, 12 wins both years. Down in the wins column, 7, but obviously average finish 7.0. It's better than his championship season, but then again, his 2nd season was better than his championship season. He didn't win the title. So Dale Jr. is just on God mode, in his career mode right now. Tony Stewart 4th in the standings. He's got that win. Sitting at only 3 on the year after having 10 and 9, and obviously won the championship with 9 last season. He had 3 less wins than Dale Jr., but still got the championship last year. We got 2 top 10s on the stream. We have moved up 1 spot in the points to 18th. We are 102 points behind Ward Burton for 17, so it's not impossible that we can catch him. Definitely not going to catch Michael Waltrip. So, yeah, mathematically, we can get as high as 17th in points. 2 races to go. 102 points, though. It's going to be tough to gain on Ward Burton in 2 races. But I guess you never know. 1 more race on the shop edition, so we'll head into the Rock. Let's go here. 69 engine power, nice. 67 downforce, 71 overall car rating. So we've had 271 car ratings in the last 2 races. First 2 races of the stream, we have 72. Tracks have never got modern games. This is true. Yeah, Chicago Street would be interesting. I don't know that they'll have that. I'd like to think Milwaukee and IRP will stay on the truck schedule personally. North Wilkesboro should stay on the NASCAR schedule. So Chicago Street Race, though, I don't know about that one, especially if tomorrow, next year is the last year for it. Let's back a little bit. All right, let's qualify. LA Coliseum is an interesting one too to have on there. I can push a little harder into turn one. Good grip off the exit of the corner. A little tight getting into three there. Just can't qualify well on these intermediate tracks. It was really good through 1 and 2. A lot better through 3 and 4 this lap than the first lap. Not sure where this is going to put us. Wow, I didn't qualify well at all. 35th. What the heck was that? Did I baby it too much? I'm a little confused on that one. Not gonna lie, I'm a little confused there. It's probably gonna be like Charlotte. Qualified 33rd and still got a top 10. This is the first we really had a semi-competent car at this track. We definitely got to get that track-specific chassis built ASAP. Excuse me. We'll definitely get one built the next race. We'll have a little bit more grip too. All right, no major rivals this race. Kevin Busch, Ricky Rudd, not big enough to make contact with us. Yeah, never got LA Coliseum. It depends on what you classify as modern when it comes to Milwaukee and IRP, too. Go back to the EA games. I don't know if that's considered modern anymore. Modern for our lifetimes, I guess. I don't think I can speak for everybody watching this stream, though. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in here on this Thursday night. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you haven't already. We got 2 more races left on the season to wrap up Season 3. And then we'll more than likely run the Bud Shootout as well on this stream for next season. But we'll leave the dual race in the Daytona 500 for tomorrow night, as we'll have about a 6 p.m. Eastern Standard start time. So 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, we'll have our start time to begin Season 4 of the career mode, which could be a championship season. Could. I really hope it is. When I did this career mode on my own, I won the title in the 4th year. And the speed we're showing at the end of the season, we could be contenders. Definitely not going to be the favorite, but we could be contenders. There's a couple of races this season that we didn't have the speed, that I think we could win with next year, like Texas and the Daytona 500. Still got to win the Daytona 500. Hopefully we get that done tomorrow night. The track-specific chassis will help us for the intermediates. It's just the beginning races of the season, kind of like this year, is going to – how far behind are we going to be when we go to, the first Atlanta race and we're going to run about 15th before we get that new chassis built? Because we're going to have the chassis built, but then we're not going to have, the engines and all that built right away. So the first, third to first half of the year on the intermediate tracks, I don't know that we're going to have top 10 speed consistently. Here and there we may, but, kind of like Charlotte we should, but on a consistent basis, I just don't know. Got to be consistent to win the championship. That wasn't a great first lap. I didn't lose any spots, I guess, so there's that. Just entering way too low. I can't get a good drive off of turn 2. Oh, Jesus. I crowded him. That was my fault. I turned into him there. Oh, they're wrecking. That would have been pretty nice if it would have brought out a caution. Yeah, 71 overall car. Still terrible here. It's kind of similar to Kansas. Kansas, I was like 35th the whole race, too. I was hoping this would be like Charlotte where I qualified bad and I get up there. It's a little harder to pass here. A lot tighter. It's crazy. So the shorter intermediate tracks now, like Phoenix, we finished 6th. New Hampshire, we won. Dover, we have top 10 speed when we go there now. It's these bigger intermediate tracks. This isn't even a mile and a half. Well, looks like we're going to have to get a top 10 at Homestead to get the 10 top 10s in here. I don't think I'm getting into this one. What is going on? This is on a PS2. I'm talking difficulty, it's on Legend. We're about to be last on pace. Yeah, when the Daytona 500 start next year, come to Rockingham race 2 and run this bad. Definitely not going to have that track-specific chassis built in time. This is piss poor. I mean, this might cost us 18th in points, honestly. I don't think we're that far ahead of McMurray. Ridiculously loose in, and then when it grips up, it gets really tight. I swear I was better at Rockingham probably season 1 than what I am right now in season 3. What the heck? This is so weird. This race is going to kill it. I mean, Kansas and Rockingham in the final, 6, 7 races of the schedule. If we don't get good at these tracks by the end of next season, that could cost us a championship. We have a tight battle going into this one. We're going to lose points running like this. Just get lucky and the guy we're racing or drivers we are racing for the championship with are at the back too. I'm going to need a big points lead going into Rockingham to feel comfortable about winning the championship. And we still have Homestead left after this too. I don't know how we're going to run there. Another mile and a half. This game's 20 years old, not modern, yeah. That's what I would consider it. I was just making sure you and me were on the same page. I agree. Oh my gosh, it's so tight. Finally was competent enough to try to make a pass on Steve Park there. He just went straight, and then I made contact and went more straight. Yeah, I don't understand. I have a 71 overall car rating. Yeah, my car was faster here last season than what it is this year. Definitely not going to get any of my sponsor bonuses. Well, I'm going to get the associate sponsor because I'm top 15 in earnings still. But definitely didn't qualify top 20. Definitely not finishing top 15. Even if I get a caution in a lucky spot, unless we have less than 15 cars on the lead lap. I mean, at the point in this race, I'm not really going to be able to gain many positions. I might as well stay out as long as I can in case I get a yellow. I don't see that happening here anyway, but I guess there's a chance I could beat these other cars I'm racing around. I'd like to think on older tires around them, they're just going to blow my doors off at the end of the race anyway. I don't have the kind of speed or handling to be able to hold them off. Definitely not going to be able to make the adjustments needed in just one pit stop. I mean, no adjustments is going to help this shit box. I mean, this is weird. I was not expecting this at all. Just like with Kansas last night, even Kansas was a little bit better than this. I was like 34th, 33rd, 35th the whole race. This is way worse. Oh my gosh, Steve Park, I'm so sorry. That's twice now. That's on our 3 wide. And had even less room for error, and I made the big error still. Oh, hopefully I don't see Steve Park at Homestead. I'm hoping much faster than this, and I won't have to worry about him, and we shouldn't have to be rivals at Daytona at all. Like to hope. Also get to see who's all retiring at the end of this season. I remember Rusty Wallace was like second in points there, middle of the year, but he kind of fell off a little bit. Dale Jarrett, I mean, the fact that Dale Jarrett's second in points in 2005, that is wild. He did win one race in real life. That was his final career win. He won at the Fall Dega race. Pretty sure he's got more than just the one win on this season so far, considering how high in the points he is. Doesn't have to be the case, but with this game, I feel like it does. With the shorter races, especially. That's why we did see Dale Jr. win 12 races, back-to-back seasons to start the career mode. I couldn't quite clear Sadler getting into the corner. I was close. I'm just staying out as long as I can in case I get a caution at this point. Try to catch a lucky break. I don't even know how much longer I can go on fuel, to be completely honest. I don't think we can go a few more laps. I mean, I'm going to end up finishing last, staying out this long, but I was probably going to finish right around there anyway. I mean, finishing 17th in points versus finishing like 19th or 20th in points, all doesn't pay any difference, so I'm not really too worried about it. And the goal was to get a top 20 points finish, and we should easily do that anyway, even with this poor run. Unless I have another poor run like this at Homestead, then we might not, but I'd like to hope that that's not going to be the case. Stay out one more lap. Try to get extremely lucky here because the leaders are on pit road. Should get 5 bonus points. Oh, I didn't get it there. Oh boy. Sorry, Jeff. Gotta pit this time. I'm really hoping I can get 5 bonus points for leading this lap. I should have sped on the pit road just to ensure the 5 bonus points. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I don't know if I got it or not. Oh, I did. By 6 seconds over Dale Jarrett. All right. Well, we got 5 bonus points. What a lap. Made it somewhat worth it. Wasn't really going to have much of a chance of finishing out of last anyway, so. Shows how much better fuel mileage I get than what I used to get. I used to have to be one of the first cars on the pit road just for fuel mileage sake. I think the car was so slow I had more on throttle time. It's hurt me there. Almost every track I went. And 41st just came out right there. And we have fresher tires, so we can definitely get up to 40th. And we're also definitely going to go lap down. Of course, Dale Jarrett battling for the race lead. Jeff Gordon's at 42nd somehow, but I don't think that's the case. 131 cars in. Place. Oh, wait. I said definitely catch 40th. I don't know that for sure. We have fresher tires on him, yes, but considering how slow this car is. I don't know that that's perfectly possible. We're losing the lead to Dale Jarrett. Back and forth. Dale Jarrett trying to win this championship. 110 points behind Dale Jr. It'd be insane if Dale Jarrett wins this title. I wouldn't have considered him having a shot at any title in this career mode, honestly. He doesn't have too many more seasons left in him to do it either. He might retire this season. This might be his final ride. I don't know. I wish I knew going into the season if it was going to be someone's final ride. Then it could seem a little bit more fun from this perspective on whether he can actually hit the title or not. Way faster than Fittipaldi right now at this point in the race. I have so much fresher tires than even the leaders that Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon haven't really had enough to catch or pass me at all. I get by Fittipaldi. Well, I definitely got to 40th. Actually, this might have played out well, staying out as long as I did, because I was already at the back anyway, because I'm running these guys down. I mean, I'm faster than the leaders. And I led a lap. Hello. Jarrett's starting to pull away from Jeff Gordon a little bit more now. And I'm starting to miss my marks a little bit more, just because of my own sake. I'm driving it well. Really trying to stay on the lead lap. I want every lap possible to try to catch those guys up in front of me. I don't care if Dale Jarrett's competing for a title. As long as I don't make contact with him, which I haven't. That I'd hate to do in this situation, but let's see. How much is Jarrett Gordon getting held up? Somebody else going to be able to run him down? I haven't finished a lap down in a really long time. Oh, Kurt Busch is coming. Kurt is coming. He's right behind Jeff Gordon. Oh, that was not a good corner for me. Too big of a slide there. Somebody blowing up. That'll be another spot. Oh, Tony Stewart blew an engine. He was fourth in points. He didn't have a shot at the championship anymore, but he might fall out of the top 5 in points. Another spot there. Olin Jarrett. It goes to show how much the tires matter in this game. Certainly didn't have the car. I don't think I can get away with doing this at most tracks. I don't know, though. I mean, I've never really tried it when I've had a fast car, so I'm just scared just to lose so much time, but I would run him down a little bit more. I think it'd be beneficial if I'm out to like a pretty decent-sized lead to do something like that. Especially trying to lead as many laps as I possibly can. Because I did it at Watkins Glen, and it worked out. But it was also dominating Watkins Glen. So unless I'm dominating a race, I think I have to be one of the first on the pit road. Maybe not one of the first, but at least pit at the same time as the other cars. Pretty close on speed to me. Oh, gosh. Significant contact there with Chase Montgomery. Just less than a -60. He didn't give me a lane to get in there, and I chose my own lane. Just committed. Oh, yeah, I forgot Steve Park's super ticked. Not going to be an easy pass for 34th here. That probably made it a little worse for me. How did he not try to slam me into the wall there? Pass him on the outside. There was contact. It wasn't clean by any means. It looks like Dale Jarrett's still going to hold on to win. Oh, he already won. My bad. Checkered flag was already out for those guys. Yeah, Dale Jarrett gets the win. Not sure where Dale Jr. finished. Outside of the top 5, Jarrett was 110 points back. He's going to cut into that lead with one race to go. And we're won the most laps. Dale Jr. did lead 2 laps to get 5 bonus points, and it's because he qualified on the pole. So qualifying on the pole is big for Jr. in that aspect. Jarrett going to close a little bit. It's going to be less than 100 out going into Homestead. Scheduled game license coming back. Yeah, definitely a major news week. NASCAR. Wait for like somebody else to pop in. And Haley Dig is going to be in the Xfinity Series. It's big for some people, I guess. So Dale Jr.'s got an 80-point lead over Dale Jarrett. Ryan Newman's going to have the most poles this year. They're tied for Dale Jr. for the second most going into the final race. Tied for the second most wins. That's unbelievable. And we're outside the top 15 in points. Dale Jr. 7 wins. I have 8 top 5 finishes, 11 top. Oh, okay. So I have more top 10s than what I was thinking I did. I don't know where I was thinking I had 9. I have 10. I might have had 9 at the end of last stream. Well, obviously I did because I had 2 top 10s today, 3rd and 6th. But yeah. All right. Well, can't get 10 top 5s, but try to get a top 10 at Homestead. I don't know what kind of speed we're going to have there. It might be as slow as what we were at Rockingham, but hopefully finish off with a bang. Got to see where I'm at in points yet, too. I'm still 18th. I can't really catch Ward Burton anymore, but I am still in 18th. 33 points ahead of McMurray. And over 100 points ahead of Johnny Benson. So should be an 18th points place finish. Better than last year, which was 28th. And obviously, instead of 1 win, we got 5. Career high totals in top 5s, top 10. So actually, I'll take a look at the full stats on the career up to this point when we get through this next. Oh, hang on. Almost went into the next race without getting that shop edition. Yeah, we need that as soon as possible. 971K. I didn't really get much that race, finishing as far back in the running order as I did, and of course, only getting one of my 3 sponsorship goals there. Let's go shop edition. So we got to get the engine next. So close. I could wait till after Daytona. Because if we win the 500, we're going to be right around 2 mil. And then we could probably just go with this and get it built like ASAP. I think that's probably going to be the play, honestly. Because sure, I could buy it now, but then it would be 17 races versus 6 at 1 with this race of 7. 7 versus 17 races. That's a big difference there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait. I'm going to assume I'm going to win the Daytona 500 next year. I know I haven't won it yet. But I will just assume. And then we go to the garage. We can get the track-specific chassis built. So the next one that needs overhauled or built probably take this one, sell it. Probably not going to use it again. We'll do that. Sell this one, even though I just repaired it. Got more than that much money back. Build a new. And we're going to make this a Speedway chassis. I mean, 9 races would give us the best, but I don't know if I want to wait that long. Let's just worry about getting them first. So we'll build that 3 races. That'll be ready to go for Vegas. So we're not going to have it for Rockingham, so I'll probably struggle there at the start of next season still, but try to get the best finish we can, obviously, considering we could be in contention for the championship. There's only very few racetracks that are actually going to struggle. So we've got that going for ourselves. We can overhaul. Overhaul this one. Oh, we can overhaul it as a Speedway. Well, if I would have known that, I wouldn't. Hang on. Wait a minute here. We sell this 177 here. Okay, so this would get us our money back. So let's sell this. Haven't built it yet. I'm going to have to assign new crew members too at the end of next season. I might just have to wait a race to get it built anyway. I didn't realize I could overhaul it as track specific. I didn't think it would let me do that. So that being the case, well, see if I think I have to wait to do like any overhauls or anything because my team's gonna get let go. I don't know. I'll trust it. I'll trust it. Let's go back once again. Overhaul. Speedway, track specific, chassis. Get that going. So if that being the case, then we could build another one. We'll go 9 races. Speedway. Glad I found that out. I could have went like halfway through next season before finding that out. I would have ticked. It's only the chassis that go track specific right now. 6 races into next season, then we could do that with the engines. And then it'll take at least a couple races for them to get built or whatever. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. That's in the process of in the works, and everything else is good to go. So to Homestead we go. Final race in 2005 on our career mode. Get our best stuff here to end the season off strong. And let's go with the body work. 70 overall. This is going to be our worst race car in the stream. Last points race in the stream, and then we will run the Budweiser shootout for next season on this stream as well. A little bit of downforce out of it, at least for. sake of qualifying. And if I have to put that downforce back in for the race, I will. All right. Last on lap 1 didn't feel too nice there. And I overdrove the entry to 1. I better have picked up. Sure, I did a little bit. 24th, all right, mid-pack. Better than Rockingham. Hopefully don't go backwards off the start. Suspension. I'll just keep it the way it is. Try to figure out the drive in the car as we go. All right. Starting on the outside. Fortunately, I didn't get a top 20. I got a little tight in turns 3 and 4 there, as you saw. Might have cost me that top 20 points finish. Hopefully, Steve Park doesn't catch us at all. I'd like to get the sponsorship bonus for the season's out. This is our last race on our secondary sponsor to qualify top 20, so I'm not sure what's going to be for the start of next season. Be interesting to make sure we pick a good one. Dale Jr. on the pole. He's got an 80-point lead over Dale Jarrett. I think I see Dale Jarrett starting in 4th, I believe. Outside of row 4, sorry. 8th, not 4th. I meant outside of row 4. So Dale Jarrett's got his work cut out for him, especially Jr. on the pole. Dale might be Dale Jr. That is might be able to win it here. It's not just the Dale and Dale show like it was with Dale Senior, Dale Jarrett, the 500 there a couple times. It's the It's the DJ and DJ show. That's what it is. Aren't I supposed to have a new mic or something? You act like I'm rich, man. Far from it. Need a new laptop too. These mics are not cheap. Give me a few more paychecks. I mean, I would have been able to buy all that stuff if I didn't have to have that situation I had coming home from Bristol a couple weeks ago. I put a lot of money into my car last week. Kind of been penny pinching ever since I came back. So that way I can save up for the stuff I need for the channel. Unfortunately, the mic broke on me after Bristol. It wasn't like I was having issues with it before. At least the laptop, I was having problems with it before, so I had an idea that I was going to need a new one there. The mic just added insult to injury, blowing out like the first or second stream back. The old one I had, that I am using the old one. The one I broke, I mean, that's broken. That ain't gonna work. I completely blew that corner. Careful, don't overcorrect it. Jesus. You gotta settle it. From a speed standpoint, I'll be alright. I just gotta settle it. Try to get a top 15 finish. I don't know if we're gonna have that much speed or not at Homestead. Kind of bold for Dale Jarrett to win the championship, considering Dale Jr. already has one. Oh, man, I thought Bobby was going to take me 3 wide there. He definitely wanted to. What corner? That's a couple of them. All right, crack the top 20. Qualifying 24th. About 5 laps to do it. Well, this was Rusty Wallace's final season in real life. I wonder if he's going to retire after this race. Such a strong start to the year. I think he's still top 10 in points. Be a good way to go out. I think he won a race, unfortunately. Don't remember him winning a race this season. I could be wrong on that, though. Man, I was committed to making the pass there. Clean. Oh, boy. A little contact up there. Go. We have more speed than what we did at Atlanta. In Atlanta, I finished 16th. Coming up on the final lap for 15th. A little too loose corner entry now. I was closing in on these guys. Hopefully the car's not starting to fade on the long run. Usually I'm faster in the long run. Oh, that was not good. That slowed me up a ton. Did I pass Ricky Craven? Yes, but I gave up way too much time in the process of passing. I was really thinking I was going to be able to hold that pace all the way through the run. I guess not. Just getting too loose. I'd have to take a half around to wedge out of it. I think the sooner I do that, probably the better. So I'm going to pit this time. I'm going to take the access road. That cost me last season. I'm going to see how it's going to pan out for me this year. Well, I sped, so, I mean, that didn't work. Well, there goes a shot at a top 15. I guarantee it. Guarantee I'm not getting a top 15 now. Dang it. It was going to be tough to get there. I was in 17th anyway, but that hurt. And I didn't even make my adjustment change either, so we're going to be way too loose at the end of this thing. I wasn't paying attention there. I was more caught up and worried about the speeding penalty. I forgot to have the picture make that adjustment. And there's the penalty. 5 seconds. Jeez, look at that line of traffic. I already passed him once, and I've got to pass him again. Well, it's the last race I can afford to make those kinds of mistakes. Can't do this next season if we're going to win a title. Definitely got to try to get off to as hot of a start as possible. There are tracks at the end of the season that even though I'll have a track-specific chassis, more than ready to go by then, is that going to make me from, 35th at Rockingham to finishing like top 10? Am I going to make that big of a jump right away? I don't know that that'll be the case. Same kind of goes for Kansas. Homestead, I could probably go from about 15th to like 10th or 5th or something, but won't know until we end up racing there next season. That's the fun with this, I guess. Wait a whole season to come back to this racetrack again. "35th. That speeding penalty absolutely killed me. Now I got past Steve Park. I wasn't going to have to worry about him the whole race. And the speeding penalty, and now he's out in front of us. I'm closing in on him. We'll have to pass him at some point. Because I'm going to have the speed to get to him. I have 10 laps to go this time by. Well, that's probably going to cost me an 18th place points finish. I was only 33 ahead of McMurray. Pretty much locked into at least 19th, but 2 poor runs to end the season. Well, hang on. We got some other cars on pit road. I thought everybody pitted already. That wasn't the case. Really thought I would have rained down Kenny Wallace a little quicker. That was also not the case. Cycled out of the pits at the same time. I was definitely way quicker than him on that first run. Where are all these cars getting back onto the track? Where are they going to cycle? How quick are they going to be able to catch me? Overdrove it. Did a good job keeping it off Kenny Wallace. Yeah, I'm going to get into the top 30, but that's going to be about it. I'm afraid this is as high as I'm going to be in the running order because we're going to have some cars with much fresher tires. Trying to run us down here these last 8 laps. This thing's just too loose. I mean, I should have the speed to catch some of these guys to the end. Probably not all of them. Back in the gas way too soon there. The race where probably should have finished top 20, didn't capitalize. In fact, I had a speeding penalty and it actually only cost me about 12 positions on pit road. Usually it cost me like 20 plus. So lucky it's just a 5-second penalty in these EA games and it's not like a pass through. In a short race, it's like an automatic lap down finish. And considering how short the race is, probably an automatic last place finish, no matter how fast your car is. Short tracks end up losing 2 laps. Well, I thought I was going to catch Steve Park before the end. I haven't caught him yet, although I am starting to run him down this time. Try to share draft him. And it only went down to 64, so he's still hot. And we're going to make him even hotter. That wasn't the way to do it. Not at all. Get away from him. I always find a way to do that with my rivals, just make them more ticked off than what they already are. Back to 26. I didn't think I was going to get that high up in the running order again the rest of this race. Very low entry, couldn't hold it. Trying to play defense there on Brett Bodine. Come on, I got a faster car than these guys. I just can't pass them. Then somebody else quicker comes up from behind me. It's very well possible that this 01 of Jerry Nadeau has... He's going to be mad. Not mad enough, I guess. Well, I thought I was going to catch the next couple cars up ahead of me. It's way too loose. Way too tight. The heck was that? Loose almost this whole run, then I got tight all of a sudden there. That time I probably got tight because I was on the outside. I did see McMurray around me in the running order, though, so there's a chance I still finish 19th in points. Oh, got those spots back. Water move. Clean 3-wide pass. And we'll finish 27th. Not a good finish of the season, those last 2 races, but here's what it is. Dale Jr. going to win the race and the championship. Second career title for Junebug. And I think that puts him at 39 career wins now. 12, 12, and 8 wins in those 3 seasons to start our career mode off. I want to see where Dale Jarrett finished. Jarrett finished 3rd. Didn't lead any laps. Dale Jr. led all but 2. Only sponsor I got that race was the associate sponsor. We will have to get a new secondary sponsor for next season. And we'll check out some career statistics to this point before we run the Bud Shootout. And we'll run the Bud Shootout and then end the stream. Try to win our first exhibition race. Won't count the career win total. We'll be eligible. We had the tied for second most poles on the season. Make sure I sign the sponsor here before I forget. So secondary sponsor, Qualify top 5, qualify top 10, average top 10 starting spot. I don't think I'm going to be able to average it. Top 5 seems a little too risky. I know it's another 100 grand, but I want to guarantee some money. Intermediate checks beginning of the year is not going to be great for either one of them. We'll throw McDonald's on the car. McD's. And then we'll need a new driver sponsor. Go where the most money's at, which is the Goodyear Blimp. Not Goodyear, the Goodyear Blimp is our sponsor. I didn't think the Blimp had its own sponsorship. 36 races, full schedule. We'll see if we actually keep them the full schedule. All right. So I'm just going to work on overhauling engines right now. I'm not going to build any new ones until we get the track-specific engine ready to go. $69 for those overhauls. Repair is going to be the same amount of money. So 2 race repair. Body. Repair going. Some races. All right. Shop edition. We'll have to wait till after the 500, assuming I win the 500. Hopefully I qualify top 10 for the Daytona 500. It'd be a big payout on top of the actual race winnings as well. And we will have a new team for next season, so we'll go to, oh, hang on, stats and info. So we already know our stats pretty much. Just a refresher. 6 poles. Obviously career high, had 3 last season, 6 this year, double that. Went from a career high of 1 win, which was just all I had in my second season, no wins rookie year, to 5 wins in our third season, which tied us for second with Dale Jarrett, who finished second in points, as well as Kevin Harvick, who's top 5 in points this season. We tied them for the second most wins. Top 5s ended up having 11 top 10s, average start 23.2, average finish was 21.8. Look at our career statistics. Obviously now 6 career wins, 9 career poles. Easy math there. 12 career top 5s, 16 top 10s. Average start total is 28.7, but you look at season 1, 36.4, 26.7, 23.2. Average start actually didn't get that much better. Average finish, we took a big step in the right direction. 37.6 to 27.5, now to 21.8. So it just goes to show I'm not qualifying as good as I'm finishing races. Really good on the long runs on certain tracks, and it definitely panned out, obviously. We know our best finish. Like how it has career totals and points there. 29th is my average finish in the standings, but yeah, 41st to 29 to 18. So good stuff. Dale Jr. obviously getting the win, his 39th career win. He had 7 poles, 8 wins, 23 top 5s, 30 top 10s. That was the most he has had in any of the 3 seasons so far. No wonder he won the championship. 30 top 10. That's what we have to do to win the championship. That's why it's going to be hard, because we're going to struggle early in the year. Man, these guys are just going to consistently finish out there. 7.6 average finish, or average start, 6.8 average finish, which was down from the season where he finished second in points, but obviously up from his championship campaign, which just goes to show he could have won any one of those championships. One on a tiebreaker, no 3. This one was unanimous. I mean, his best statistical season, more than likely, he didn't win the championship. In the same top 5s, 2 more top 10s this year. That was the difference. New season. We get to see who retired. Only Terry Labonte and Ricky Rudd retired. No replacement for Rudd, so the Wood Brothers, man, they're going to be down for a year. No Wood Brothers car on track. And Terry Labonte has Stanton Barrett taking over for him. We are living in a world where Stanton Barrett is racing for Hendrick Motorsports. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Good for him. Good for Stanton Barrett. Not going to change settings. Going to keep it at legend difficulty. We're going to go into this next season. We're going to try to win the Bud Shootout, which is going to be a unanimous lock pretty much every year. Every year on forward. Oh, yeah, we got to sign new team members. That's right. We already did all the garage stuff. Team. Brown. Speedway a little bit better. Short track a little bit better. Pitting not quite as good. So we're going to have to go with Haynes again. So we're basically going to have the same team we did last year. I think we're going to go for speed on pit stops this year. Because we made a lot of mistakes last season. We're going to go for speed. Give me the speed. A lot of these guys are higher in skill and speed anyway. Alright, I believe we are good to go. So Haynes back on it for this season for crew chief. Top 15 is our goal for race finish. Obviously, that's different for the Bud Shootout. The only race winnings we will get for the Bud Shootout is if we win it. And it's a random draw for where we qualify and where we start. And we started like at the very tail end of the field last year, so hopefully that will not be the case this season. We should rank by order of pole so we start towards the front. And not the case. Give us that 72 engine power. And that 65 draft. 72 overall car, again tied for our best. And we will have track-specific chassis on the ready. I think starting at Rockingham, potentially. Like Terry Labonte did real well. He retired from full-time racing in 05. Rusty Wall's still going. Terry Labonte is still racing after 05. He was racing until like the early 2010s, I think. All right, end of the race. We're on the pole. Thank you. Random draw. We're on the pole. Too bad we don't get any bonus points for leading the most laps here. I need all the points I can. I'm going to be competing for a title. How about that? On the pole in the Bud Shootout. Start up front. Let's try to stay up front. Hopefully I can do that with the Daytona 500. Not being able to pit in that dual race is going to be interesting for where I can start. It's going to be an aggressive race. It's only going to be 5 laps. And I want to lead as many laps as I can next season. Get as many bonus points as possible. It starts from race 1, especially the super speedways. Those are races I feel I can lead the most. And if I could, affect other drivers potentially not leading any at all, that'd be great. It's not a points race, but we got to make sure we seal the deal. Pit crew can't make any mistakes. Mandatory 2-tire stop. We finished 3rd in this race last season. Our pit crew made a mistake, which cost us probably the win. Jamie McMurray coming up the way. Rusty Wallace in his final season up to 2nd, trying to get a run. Right side's wearing out. Halfway out of gas. Definitely can't speed on pit road. I can't do that at all this season. I don't want to win a championship. I can't do that at all the rest of the career mode because even when I get fast, it's going to be costing me wins in the win total. We want to get to 200 to win a lot of races. Hopefully get as many lucky breaks with cautions as possible. In other races that we might not perform as well. Oh no! Who's that? Mark Martin blowing up? Martin just blew an engine running in 3rd. Somebody else blew an engine, I think, the lap before, but I didn't get to see who it was. I also didn't even really get to see how many cars were going to be in this race. Quite a few of those guys pitting this time. So again, right sides only. I'm going to pit this time. The right sides only. Left side should make it to the end of the race, I'd like to think. Definitely can't lock them up. Ooh, left sides are in the red. Perfect pit road entry. Right sides only. No need to repair any damage. Clean stop, boys. Let's do this. Hopefully those left sides make it to the end. I didn't lock them up at all, but they wore out a little more than what I would have liked. Oh, of course. Just like last season. Just like last season. 13.8. And we didn't beat those guys out of the pits by much. Now we're going to have to block all the way to the end. And our left sides are really shot. In the red. Tire bar indicator. Hopefully we can get up to speed pretty quick here and hope that nobody's going to catch us, but I don't know if that's going to be the case, especially those that are already up to speed. We're still trying to get up to speed. It's going to be a little bit yet. Just getting on turn 2. Midway down the backstretch. As long as the left sides make it all the way back around to the checker, I think we'll definitely be far enough out ahead of the field. All right. Trying to go wire to wire here, lead all 7 laps. White flag in the air. A 3.3 second advantage over Bobby Labonte. Matt Kenseth 4.5 seconds back in second with his teammate Jeff Burton in fourth, right behind him. Into turns 1 and 2. Definitely wasn't expecting the left sides to out as much as they did. Just got to make it through one more turn. Oh, we've got it. Let's go. Dominating win. Let's try to get the sweep. Win the shootout. Let's win the duel. Let's try to win the 500. We're 1 for 1. I'll have to wait for the other 2 tomorrow. Not miss my victory celebration. I don't have to worry about burning the engine up here either. Might be able to burn the tires off the car, though. All right. Get to see ourselves in victory lane here. Nice little check. We're winning this race. I think it's going to be, about 200 grand, somewhere around there. I don't know if sponsorship bonuses add into that or not. I don't think it does, even if you win. I hope. I know qualifying probably wouldn't matter because it was random draw. Started first, though, so I'm still top 20. A lot easier starting at the front, though. That pit true mistake that we made, we were still out in front, and even with the mistake, we go wire to wire. Yeah, almost just over an even 200 grand. Let's go. Doesn't count the career win total, unfortunately, so still at 6 career wins. But we do add 200 grand to the bank. And yeah, no sponsorship goals, which I didn't expect. That was domination at its finest. Hopefully we'll have more dominating races to come in our 2006 season. Season 4. Tomorrow night, we try to win the Daytona 500 for the first time ever on NASCAR Thunder 2004. In general, I didn't even do this on my season mode. I was 0 for 2 in the 500. So, trying to win 500 for the first time ever NASCAR Thunder 04. And for the first time in the career mode. See the name right there. Standings obviously not going to be at the ready yet. And luckily, Steve Park will not be available to start this season. So, on a clean slate. We start up towards the front, have a good run going, and hopefully win the 500 so we can put $1.5 million into it, get the engine, track-specific engine ready to go for middle of the season. Not even middle of the season, really the first third of the year, first quarter of the year. Well, that's all I can do there. Thanks for everybody tuning in today. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Have a good rest of your Thursday night. I'll see you back better than ever again tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.